Hey, what's up? Ian here, and today I'm going to talk about this CVJ ARIA. It is a single dynamic driver IEM, and the retail price for this is $79 and it's available on Linso's website. So if you want to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link in the description below. So let's open this up, listen to it, measure it, and I'll share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this earphone so that you can make an informed decision whether to purchase these earphones or not. Okay, so let's first remove this plastic. Okay, there we go, very simple. And let's go through the specifications on these earphones at the back. So it comes with 3.5 or 4.4, sensitivity is 110. The pin type is 0.78, impedance is 28 ohms, and the frequency response is 20 to 20,000 hertz. Okay, so let's open the box. Very nice unboxing and very nice artwork here. I'm not too sure if this is hand-drawn, but if it's hand-drawn, it's very nice. It's got some Chinese words here. I'm not going to try or attempt to read this. But there's English, all right? So I'm not going to read all that, okay? And this is very nice, nicely laid out. So let's remove all this first and see what comes inside. Wow. Okay, let's empty the inside. It's lots of stuff. Okay, for $79, this is a very nice package, all right? So you have the user guide and warranty card, and then this carrying case. So this carrying case, some stuff inside, is a hard shell case. It's plastic inside. You've got some nano felt in there, and is I think is waterproof. I haven't tested it, but I doubt it. Okay, so that's the carrying case, and then you have some micro foams in here, and these foams, you can actually change the sound of it. So some of the foam, if you use it, I think it's, I'm not too sure, different types and density of the foam, which will change the sound of your earphones and how you sound, how you hear it, okay? And then you have the cable. Let's take out the cable. Let's remove all the plastic, okay? And then you have some tuning nozzles here. Okay, but when I test it, I'm gonna test it with the original nozzle on it. Okay, so let's remove everything from the box. Okay, and I'm curious what this is. So they are ear tips. So let's just remove the plastic, and it should come out. So let's take a look at the ear tips, and this one as well. So two types of ear tips, I think. And open this one. Right, so this came on the box itself. This is a new type of ear tips holder or placeholder, yeah. So this is one of the types, which has got quite a nice normal bore, okay, and the inner bore is quite firm. Let's try the other type. It's a bit hard to open. You need to, okay. And then this is red. So one is white, one is red, and they kind of look similar in terms of the size of the bore, the inner bore. And of course, yeah, the inner bore is almost similar. The outer flange is also quite similar. So not too sure what's the difference, but anyway, it comes in two sets, small, medium, and large. Okay, and then of course it comes with tuning nozzles. So I'll listen to it, and you can also play around with it, you know, with the tuning nozzle. Now let's take a look at the cable, and this is a very nice cable, CVJ cable, and it comes with interchangeable termination. So you can either choose 3.5 or 4.4, okay? And all you need to do is look for the dots and match out dots and pull it out, and then you match the dots, right? And then you push it in. That's how simple it is. And this is the simplest type of interchanging termination that I've come across, right? And it's got a 4-core cable with a Velcro strap to hold the cable together. Very long one. Let's try opening this up. And very nice. Its cable's quite thick, by the way, and it's quite. It feels quite luxurious. Also, comes with a Y split, chin slider. Okay, and it splits out to individual ear hooks. This ear hooks is quite soft and terminated with 2-pin, which connects to the IEM itself. Let's see if there's any indication for left and right. Well, red and blue. So usually it's color coded, or there's a lettering on it. So this is color coded. And let me just show it to you. So yeah, red is usually right. So let's take and on the IEM itself, it comes with some indication, right? This name, ARIA, reminds me of another brand, which I'm not going to mention. But yeah, let's take a look at the IEM itself. So IEM, the faceplate is kind of flat, right? It's just normal. And it's got some things printed, well, I don't know, pattern printed on it. It's pretty nice, flowery pattern. It's flat, okay, which is good. Very simple design. And it's made of aluminum. And it's got this tuning nozzle. Let me just remove also there's an ear tip already connected to it. So there is this tuning nozzle, which you can remove. Ooh, okay, butterfingers. Yeah, so there you go, tuning nozzle with the foam. So this dampening foam, if you change it, which is given here, if you change the foam, you will change the sound. Okay, so if you have a pair of tweezers, I don't think they provided the tweezers, but I'm sure you can find a tweezer in your house somewhere. So if you change the foam, change the nozzle, you play around with it, you can change the sound of these earphones. So the inner shell, you got some vents on top here. Okay, the inner shell has got a fin. So this fin here is quite all right. It's not too aggressive, and it got more vents here. So let's wear this. I'm going to put it in my ears, and let's see how comfortable it is in my ears. Okay, my right ear is pretty okay, fits quite well. Now, in terms of seal, gives me quite a good seal. Doesn't really wobble around. And overall, pretty nice fit. I don't foresee that I'm gonna get any physical fatigue from this, because there isn't much edging here that will, push my inner ear and give me some discomfort. So far, pretty good. It's not giving me any discomfort when I'm wearing this, okay? Right, so let's listen to this, and then I'll measure it with my measuring rig. So let me just I want to use the 4.4 so that I'm getting, the best sound of this, balanced sound out of this earphones, okay? And then I'll plug it in, and I'm going to put this in my ears and listen to my usual test songs, which is, let me see. Okay, Vegas El Bandito. Okay, let's play this song first before I put it in my ear, and then just reset it so that I can listen to it from the start. Okay, let's put this in my ears, and let's listen to it for the first time. Let's go. Okay, so far in terms of the soundstage is not intimate. Is pretty airy on the top. It's not really wide as well. It's quite a normal size soundstage. The transparency of the soundstage and the layers and the overall natural distance of the soundstage is all right. Not the widest soundstage, but it's quite naturally placed out. The sound separation is also pretty good. Not very separated, I would say, but is pretty good, well separated in a certain way. Yeah, So you have the cowbells, you have the drums, you have the guitars. They are well distinct in their position in the soundstage. In terms of resolution wise, I would say this is pretty alright. It's not the most resolute, but this is a dynamic driver and it's a nano-crystal coated dynamic driver. So to me, this is pretty good. It's got a warmish type of roundish kind of sound. Yeah, warmish and roundish kind of sound. So I would say resolution is pretty alright. Detail retrieval on this is okay. I can feel that the mids are quite forward, so I can pick up quite a bit of nuances, especially the toms and the shakers. Some of the shakers in the background, I can pick up the nuances. And overall, I would say, yeah, technical performance of this is pretty good, above average. Now let's talk about the tone and timbre for this. I would say the tone and timbre for this is a little bit on the warm side. Yeah, it's a bit thin, right? The tonal balance is a little bit on the thinner side, but I would say it's a little bit warm as well. It's not too heavy on the bass. In fact, I would say this is quite bass shy. So not too much on the bass, but yeah, sub bass is all right. It's a little bit, the extension of it is not as good. Yeah, I wouldn't say good, but it is not extended, right? In terms of the sub bass. Impact is all right. I would say the impact is a little bit on the shy side as well. So overall bass, I would say, is a bit shy. That gives mids a bit more room to shine. So guitars, they got a bit more room to shine. And treble wise, I would say it's all right. It's not sibilant, it's not sharp. Let's just repeat the song. It's not too overwhelming. It's not too intense as well. So I would say it's not spicy in terms of the treble. So yeah, so overall, I would say this is pretty all right in terms of treble. Not sibilant. I don't hear any sibilants on this earphone. And let's just increase the volume a little bit. So I'm listening at 26%. Now I'm going to increase it to maybe 40%. And it's telling me that it's going to be loud. So this is pretty loud. And even when listening to higher volumes, which is not advised, I would say the bass is still a little bit on the shy side as well. Usually when, you know, certain earphones, when you increase the volume, you get more bass. You can feel more of the bass. On this one, it's still on the shy side. Yeah, so I would say in terms of the overall balanced sound, I would say the bass is a little bit on the shy side. Okay, so now that I've listened to it, let's measure it. So I'm going to change out to my 3.5 so that I can plug it into my coupler and my sound card so that I can measure it. Okay, so let me just set this up and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and for the sake of time, I've done everything. I've calibrated this earphone. I have normalized it. So I'm just ready to, well, take the measurements of this earphone. So let's head over to the computer, and now let's start a measurement, okay, and give it a name. So this is the CVJ ARIA, and let's check the levels first. Okay, 87 dB. So let's go. Let's measure the left side. All right, so this is the measurements of the left side. Now let's take the left side out from the coupler, and now let's put the right side into the coupler, and let's measure the right side. Hopefully they match. Let's go back to the computer and check the levels again. 87 dB, let's go. Wow, the match is really close in terms of the left and right side. So let's bring in my hum target so that you have something to compare with. Which is this one right here. Let's open it, and then I'm going to normalize it. Okay, both of them, the left and the right channel. Let's move it, adjust it a little bit. Okay, and this side, let's move it down a little bit. Okay, right, so let's try to analyze this graph. Okay, so if you look at this graph, in terms of the sub base is a bit rolled up, in fact, is rolled off, quite rolled off. So if I were to draw the line here, let's draw the line somewhere around here. So this is where we normalized it. So if you look at just this line in terms of zero, if you zero it out, you can see that the sub base is still above, you know, the base of the from 1 Hertz, right? And comparing to the Hammond target is well below the Hammond target. So that's the reason why I couldn't hear the extension of the sub bass, right? So this roll off here, in a way, you know, is good and bad. For bass hits, it's not really good because you know you get a rolled off sub bass. But the mid bass, I would say, is kind of bloated. Yeah, so mid bass is kind of bloated. You get some kind of you know, impeding kind of bass, especially mid bass. So yeah, it's kind of forward. Yeah, when it comes to mid bass, and the low mids is also forward. And it's, if you look at this curve here, is well above the Hammond target. You see this valley here, which is the dotted line is the Hammond target, and this line here is the CVJ area. This area here is telling me, and from what I heard, is that, you know, the mids are forward, okay, at the same time the mid bass is also forward, okay. So I get a lot of you know, over intensity of that mids and the mid bass. So when I listen to it, it sounds forward to me, especially for instruments, okay. And for the peanut gain, in terms of the mids, is not very intense, as I mentioned. There's no spiciness. I don't hear much spiciness, especially if you come to this point here. The peak here is kind of almost on the same level as the bass, right? So this is not a very exciting, I would say, type of treble, or you know, the peanut gain to the treble. And then you get this huge slope down, which tells me this is a very dark treble. So when I listen to it, it didn't sound sibilant, it didn't sound sharp. In fact, this is a pretty dark treble. Yeah, pretty dark treble, which is good for those who are sensitive to treble. And most of the tuning nowadays is tuned in this way, okay? So probably it depends on the filter that they are using in this earphones. There are a few which let me just take a look at the, yeah, so the write-up here says that there are two types, which is the 805 dampening foam and the 2505 dampening foam. So from what I hear and from what I see here is basically the 2505 dampening foam. Okay, and then over here as the treble trails off, it bumps up a little bit to give you a little bit of that airiness to the treble, and then it just drops off. Okay, so treble wise, as I mentioned when I was listening to it, it didn't sound too exciting. Okay, so that's how I read the graph. All right, so let's conclude. I would say for $79, it's all right. I think the price goes to a lot of the accessories, and in terms of listening experience, I would say this is actually pretty all right. You get quite a bit of the resolution and overall technical performance of it is actually above average. Other than that, the tuning, well, then again, you know, you can play around with the tuning with the tuning nozzles here. I've not done that yet, but you can change the sound to your own listening preference. You can change the foam as well that was given, right? And you can play around that and change the sound of it. But no matter what, I would say the bass tuning of this earphone is actually pretty safe. Yeah, I would say safe. In fact, it's below safe when I listen to it. So if you listen to classical jazz and those instrumental kind of music, then you might want a little bit more spice when it comes to the pinna gain to the treble. So treble wise, it's not as exciting. It's pretty dark in terms of the treble. And yeah, overall, I would say it's all right. When you listen to your pop songs, heavy metal is also all right. You're not getting a bunch of extended sub bass, but you get a lot of punch in terms of the mid bass. So heavy metal may work, right? Or metal or rock kind of music. Pop songs will work very well with this, and also EDM, techno, they should work with this because firstly, it's not sibilant, the shakers are not sharp, so you can listen to quite a bit of bass. You can bump up your volume so you can feel that bass. At the same time, you don't get that sibilance and the sharpness and the intensity of the treble. So this, I would say, is more of a day-to-day kind of listening earphones. Yeah, it's not really for referencing, but the bass is all right. You can actually, you know, pump up the volume. It's quite, if you look at the graph, which I showed you, it's kind of linear, I would say, except for, you know, yeah, the mids is a little bit divoted, but other than that, it's a pretty linear tuning and pretty safe tuning, if you ask me. And would I recommend it? I would recommend this at $79. If this is above $100, then maybe not. But yeah, at $79 is pretty all right. I mean, for the fact that it came with, you know, interchangeable termination. All right, it came with a very nice cable. It came with tuning nozzles. It came with 2 sets of ear tips, and it came with a carrying case. So for $79, I would say it's pretty reasonable. So if you are, you know, a pretty normal person and, you know, you want to listen to your most genre of music, right? It will suit most genre of music. It's not going to excite you for most of it, but it's going to be suitable for most of genre of music. So yeah, if you are listening to all kinds of music, then this might fit the bill at $79. Okay? All right, so that's my review for this CVJ ARIA. If you are happy with this review, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.